I don't know, that just doesn't work for me. Learning to speak a language fluently doesn't happen overnight. You have to dedicate time and effort for you to do it. It takes a long process. Today, I'm gonna give you a list of habits that you have to develop for you to be able to speak English fluently. Continue watching this video. Since I'm a Filipina, I've been learning English from the first grade, but I took learning English seriously 4 years ago. I was applying for a job and the interviewer told me that I had this regional accent. He asked me where I come from. I told him I live in Bulacan. He told me, oh, that's why. At that time, I didn't totally get it. Like, do people in Manila sound differently from people in nearby provinces? Because Bulacan is just 30 minutes away from Manila. People in Manila and people in Bulacan speak Filipino, the national language in the Philippines. So how come we sound differently when we speak English? That's the time I started focusing on the accent and proper pronunciation. So what I did, I made my action plan. I developed these habits that I'm going to share to you today. I hope that you'll be able to find them helpful. By the way, if you're new to the channel and it's your first time watching my video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you do feel like it. Since you're watching this video, you might be into English language learning, and I guarantee that you'll find this channel helpful. First habit is to listen to anything English. It's listening and not watching. So you have to listen. It might be motivational video. Just don't look at the video, just listen to it, all right? By doing that, you can focus more on how the speaker speaks the language and how the speaker pronounces the words. This one doesn't require much of your time. You can listen to anything English, for example, in the morning while you're making your cup of coffee. Don't take this as a very big deal, like you have to allot 30 minutes, an hour. It might be just 10 minutes. And then as you listen, try to imitate. Again, try to imitate. That's what I did. Here's how I did it. I downloaded a video and I converted that into an MP3 file so I wouldn't be tempted to look at a video. I would just listen to the audio. So I downloaded that and I would play that, for example, while chopping vegetables, because I cook in the house. I used to cook in the house, so while preparing the ingredients, I would listen to that. And then I would try to imitate. Again, I tried to imitate. I really mimicked how the speaker said the words, and not just the pronunciation, also the intonation. I followed the flow, you know, the rhythm of the sentences, if I'm using the right word, because I'm not really good at music. And I listened to it multiple times. Again, I listened to it multiple times. You don't have to listen to different people or different audio every single day. Actually, it's better if you listen to the same the entire week or for 3 days, so you can be familiar with the pronunciation and the intonation. Sometimes while doing some paperwork or sometimes while I'm reading, instead of playing music, I play those files. While riding public vehicles and while walking on the street, sometimes I would listen to them as well. So as you can see, you don't have to, dedicate time for that. You can do this while doing other things, which is very efficient. Since I've mentioned listening, now let's have watching. Of course, I would recommend you to watch something in English. You don't have to watch an entire movie, or you don't have to watch a TV series. If you're into, looking up something like how to cook something, you might want to search a video of that in English, or how to fix something, things like that. But if you want to dedicate more time for it, I suggest that you watch series, all right? Series and not movies, because you will be familiar again with the characters. You will hear at least the same intonation, the same pronunciation, because you're watching the same people, you're watching the same characters. What I watched multiple times until now, I would binge watch Friends. If you're familiar with that series, yeah, watch that. Sometimes I would just focus on one character while watching that. For example, I would focus on Rachel, how she pronounces the words, the intonations in her sentences, and I would mimic her. I even watched Barbie because they pronounced words clearly. You don't hear anything. There's not much happenings in the movies, not much actions, fighting scenes, things like that, because what I'm after is the pronunciation, the accent, right? The third one is to learn vocabulary. Now, by saying to learn vocabulary, it's not that you have to learn 10 words today, 20 words today, or you'll have this list every single day. Because, I don't know, that just doesn't work for me. Like forcing myself to learn 10 words, 20 words per day, no, it doesn't happen like that. For example, I listen to something in English or I watch something in English. When I hear a word which is not so familiar to me, I would look up for that word, okay? And I think that's what I'm trying to say here by learning vocabulary. Make it a habit to look up for the meaning of the word. Also, I recommend that you download a dictionary app so you can easily look up for the meaning of the word. Now, once you looked up for the meaning of that word, then write it somewhere. Have a board, a small board inside your room, a whiteboard or something where you can write, or have some sticky notes. I would put these near my bed for me to easily look at them. So as you can see, there is a connection between these habits, right? You listen to anything in English, you watch something in English, and through these two habits, you develop the third one. You try to look up for the meaning of the words and try to use them next time that you'll write something in English or you'll speak in English. I've mentioned the fourth one already. Speak in English. All right, speak in English. I know we're now in a very difficult situation, especially here in the Philippines. We're now under a stricter quarantine protocols. You might not have that much opportunity to speak in English, but I've mentioned something about imitating, right? And that's already speaking in English. So as you listen or as you watch something in English, try to speak, okay? Try to speak. Imitate them while watching, while listening. I recommend that you join communities online where you can meet people so you can speak with them in English. But if you're not that type of person who would, strike up a conversation with someone you don't know, like me, then I suggest that you stick with imitating people that you listen to or watch. You may also practice speaking by reading aloud. So I suggest that you look up for scripts, dialogues, things like that, so you can practice, speaking. I am suggesting conversations because when you, let's say, try to search for a news article and you try to read that aloud, the intonation would be different. Why? Because you have in your mind that you're reading a news article, so the intonation might be different. You're reading a dialogue, of course, what you would practice there is how would you speak in everyday conversations, right? The last one is to surround yourself with the right people. Now, by saying the right people, I mean to say people who would encourage you and help you to speak English better, not, the other way around. I'd suggest again that you join online communities, people who are learning English the same as you. Here's also what I did. I joined Facebook communities with people coming from different parts of the world. I am into reading, so I joined Facebook community for readers. I also joined Facebook communities for YouTube content creators. Now, how does joining those Facebook communities help me? Well, I easily pick up words and phrases that are useful in English because, of course, there are people coming from different parts of the world and everybody needs to post something in English. Since I'm interested in those things, they would be very helpful to me because I would, of course, talk about those things with other people, right? Say terminologies that I might use in telling something about the book that I am currently reading. Here's the funny thing. I've recently learned the word crease because of one of those Facebook communities. Didn't know what crease was, and I've been learning English for how many years, for so long, and it's just recently that I learned that word. How did I learn that word? Through the Facebook community where I joined. And that's it. Again, you have to develop these habits for you to be able to speak English fluently, and be very patient. I've been learning English for so long, and I know that until now I have to still practice. I still have to learn. I have a lot of things to learn. I am still learning. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you for 961 subscribers who are subscribed already to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet and you find this video helpful, please don't hesitate to click that subscribe button. Thank you very much. I would also appreciate it if you share this with other learners. And as always, dream and make your dream happen. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!